He went on the internet and he said he painted a picture, right? Okay, let me tell you what happened.
Yes.
Yeah.
Basically, I've known Sadiq before I blew up. Like, even before I knew my management right now. We have our own personal relationship.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? That's why when everything happened, I was very shocked. I'm like, I'll wait to see this guy before I speak on it. You try to book me for a show. You're doing a festival, right? And my management obviously go back and forth with you. That's the amount. You say you can't pay the amount. And they say, okay, they tell me, I'm like, guys, try and make it work because this is my guy. Like, I've known him for a while. Let's try and make sure that whatever, let's find compromise. You know what I mean? And they said, okay. But then they came back and they're like, oh, he's not budging. He's standing on that, blah, blah, blah. And you know I'm in the industry, so I know how things go and
work,
you know, all that stuff. So I said, okay, guys, if that's the case, maybe this time they didn't work. It can work next time. Do you know what I mean? But it's business. We always try to make things happen. Sometimes they don't for all of us in life. So they said, okay. So they went back to him. But before they go back, he had my face on billboards. Like, they had slapped my face on billboards doing promo already when we hadn't agreed on a fee.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I hadn't taken no money from the guy. Do you know what I mean? I think Killbeats called him when he saw, because when I saw it, I called like, what did we close this deal? And they said no. I'm like, but I'm just seeing tags on my Instagram. I'm seeing billboards in town. How's this happening? Because I don't want my fans to think that I am going here
when you're not going to be
like
there.
I'm telling them something I am not doing.
Yeah.
I tried to keep it as real as possible. Do you know what I'm saying? And because of things we've endured in the past, like, I don't like those things to happen to me again. Do you know what I'm saying? So I told him, like, bro, you guys need to fix this. So I think Killbeats called him, the relationship he has with him. Has nothing to do with me. And they had their conversation. I don't know how it ended.
Yeah.
But when Killbeats came back, he said, Sadiq said, this guy gave him confirmation. And I asked this guy, did you give? This guy just said, Sadiq said, that guy. I'm like, what you guys, what's this job?
So I mean, what you're saying is that Sadiq said somebody from your team gave confirmation.
Yes, and the person just said, and I had the person call him in front of me.
Okay.
And I heard when he said that guy also gave, because he said Erasmus gave him confirmation.
Okay.
And then when I asked him Erasmus, he said Killbeat said he could go ahead.
Okay.
So I'm like, what are you guys doing? So Killer called angrily because he felt like his name was being lied on.
Exactly.
And he said, bro, what's the, like, you're doing this? Please take his thing down.
Take it down.
And they had their own thing and then they left it. So I wake up the next day. I heard so many stuff and it's on the internet. Say he banned me for 3 music. He do this, he do that. My team did this and me, I've harassed, I've abused him. Then I'm like, bro, I never even spoke to you. We've had no conversation. You've never texted me. But like I said, I actually know you, bro. If anything, you can literally just say, my boy, what's happening? Please, you know what? Let's really just try to make this one happen later. Or you, it's cool. Or because you've already even gone ahead and slapped my face on stuff. And the thing is, I have no fight with you, bro. Like, we have no argument whatsoever. Like, I haven't even spoken to you. So why'd you go and say all those things about me as if I've had a personal confrontation with you where I've had my guys abuse you? And it's not like you are all right in what you did. Because Minji Usika, made it look like I took his money. He said, as for Kim Promise, him and those his people, that's why don't go for it, because these folks talk about the industry has done this industry and then they are doing this just because we didn't reach an agreement. It doesn't make sense, bro. Makes no sense. And I'm like, bro, I remember so well before I blew up. Like, this guy, we've had conversations and I know how he feels about the industry and how things happen, right?
Yeah.
And now you're in the position to make things better and you're doing the same thing you used to complain about. You're becoming the same devil you used to speak about. Like, why are you doing that? Do you know what I'm saying? Plus, like, I know you, bro. You've been to our house, like the house. We've been there. I've sat and I've eaten with you. I knew you before I knew Killbeats or any all those guys. So why would you?
Let's hear his version as well. Then we'll see if we can close this amicably, because for us, we are not big people.
Yeah.
Alaji.
Hello, yeah, George.
Where is he?
Uncle Ken says, where you there?
Charlie, so sorry. One of my young people in the Fadama lost their life in an accident this morning. So we're involved in the burial. He's also the treasurer of my party in the constituency. So I've got to be there.
Oh, deepest condolence to him, to you all, to the family, to everybody. But I'm sure you've been listening to the show.
I just, whilst on phone, I heard the final part of it.
Okay. We're having a conversation with Kim Promise, and we know very well during the 3 Music time, Uncle Ken actually drew our attention to it.
Thank you.
And for us, our focus is not to our focus is not to sort of bring back old issues or stuff like that. Our focus is to sort of mend the broken relationship, if there is any relationship that's broken at all, so that we can have a better future, a better way forward. Kim Promise has spoken very nicely of you, how he knew you way back, how you guys have a great relationship, and how he was pretty disappointed because he thought, based on the relationship that you had with him personally, this thing didn't need to get to where it was, to the extent that you were on social media saying all sorts that made him look very, very bad.
Right.
So give us the background. What's your take as well? What actually did happen?
Well, I mean, Promise is right. I mean, I think somebody sent me a video yesterday regarding the fact that I've known him and I've always stood for his interest and sought for him in the industry for a long time now. Now, my emotional outburst was born out of a number of things. So Kim Promise's team have had to, on different times, disrespect me unfairly. There was a first instance when Kim Promise won an award and was supposed to deliver to him. There was a disrespect from his team, Mohini and Kilby. There was a particular year when he lost out, I think, on Male Vocal Artist of the Year to Kiddy. Kilby called directly as well to disrespect me. It was very bad. Now, beyond that as well, sometimes I'll reach out to them and just explain to them how things work and all of those things. And it still seeks your interest. Because even quite apart from the insult, Kilby, or the assault, the attack he gave on me the second time, I still was involved in a particular project that he and Kilby was involved in. Most importantly, they were doing an industry event where a lot more industry people didn't want to attend because they didn't have relationships with them. I was nitpicking it, trying to help them organize. It was a twist. Mark Okokomanto bear me with him. He didn't really want to come. So we jumped in and did all of that. Now, on Wadalat, what happened? We reached out and wanted to book King Promise. They had initially indicated the figures that they wanted to charge. I think it was 60,000. We made a counter offer for 50,000, and then we agreed on that. Now, when we agreed on that, there was, because Wonderland was happening in the Shy Forest Reserve, his team now wanted transportation. So initially, we were making the case that since it was happening in Accra, they needed to manage our transportation just like everybody else, And so, but eventually, we yielded to that request, and I said, okay, well, I was going to make one V8 car available for them. And then his team said no. They didn't like the V8, only the V8. They wanted about 3 V8s. So I asked, what was it? They said, well, they had a security team and a number of people that were going to come with them and all of those. So there was a stalemate regarding that. So I remember even when we were ready with our part payments, signed the checks and everything, I called them and said, guys, can we proceed on this particular part? The transportation part, we can always sort it out so we'll break comms. There was a stalemate. So I went ahead to break the comms for the first lineup. Kim Promise was not part of it. Now, our 2 business manager had come to my office, Ike and Erasmus. Now, when he came to my office, I was complaining bitterly to them about the fact that, look, Promise is somebody that I've always sought for. Promise is somebody I've always sought to enable. And nobody can deny that fact. And even aside of the fact that he's never enabled me back, often when I call them for something, I do not ask for favors. I call and I will negotiate very well. But I'm surprised that an issue of transportation and all of those things should actually prevent us from making communication and proceeding with this. So I think Ike went to Killbeat and then complained to Killbeat about it and everything. And so they were together. Ike called me. Killbeat spoke to me directly and said, oh, Chief, don't be angry. We recognize our relationship and everything and stuff like that. So you go ahead. I said, go ahead to do it. He says, oh, no, don't worry. Just go ahead to break comms. We have a relationship. We can always sort out the issues after. So I said, okay, cool. Now, a day after, a member of their team had indicated to me that, Chief, Erasmus, he says, whatever it is, please, you just please sign it off with these guys. And I said, but Killbeat is the main guy that everybody says they needed to go back to. So if Killbeat has called me to say I should go ahead, I will just go ahead. Don't worry. So we went ahead with the second lineup. In this case, Promise was part of it. Now, when we went ahead with the second lineup, I got a call. I was in a meeting. Various different teams and everything. Again, Killbeat again. Attack, insult, and everything. And then I reacted. I told Killbeat, look, I'm not going to take this disrespect from you. This is the upteenth time you're having to disrespect me over some of these things. If you never ask me to go ahead, I will never go ahead. Checking with anybody in the industry, I'm not that reckless. I will not go ahead if you can ask anybody. Typical Sadiq will never go ahead if you didn't tell me to go ahead with that. So I was really pissed. For almost 4 hours, all of us were on phone. Erasmus would call, I would call. Everybody was trying to tell me I should calm down. Qubit is like that and all of those. I was like, no, I won't take this. This is the third time Qubit is having to disrespect me without me actually reacting to it. But this is the point. This is the breaking point for me. I'm off everything. You guys know how passionate I am about King Promise. You guys know how out of my way, even without saying it to you, what exactly we've done, things will do to enable King Promise. But if this particular thing is not valued enough, and Qubit, after you've told me to go ahead with this, will call me to disrespect me, I'm sorry. I'm off everything King Promise. That's it. I'll stay in my corner because obviously, if an artist and their team continue to show that you are not valued and at the least then they will disrespect you and everything. And in this particular case, it wasn't my fault. Qubit, and I'm mentioning the name, he's alive. He expressly called me.
Yeah,
my two witnesses is Ike and Erasmus on their phone and said, Sadiq, go ahead. Why would I go ahead and put King Promise his image out there? And King Promise, this thing that you're saying, you said the same thing on radio that you spoke to this, you spoke to that. Qubit is alive. Ask him, didn't he ever say to me on Ike's phone that go ahead and still start your publicity and then we can complete the other part of it? So we went ahead.
All right,
so
Sadiq, Sadiq, hold
in fact, when Qubit called me, now let me just line up.
Yes,
yeah. When Qubit called me and he was going, oh, no. I said, Qubit, relax, calm down. Whatever issue there is, we can solve. He says, no. He went on and on and on and on and on. So what I did was to just react and register my displeasure to them. And then obviously on radio, when the issues are broken out, I clarify the issue and all of that. But be it as it may, even after that, last week, you can ask King Promise's team. I was on their case for why they are wasting the young man's talent. Actually, Angel is my witness. I told them, look, the guy has released a fantastic song with Ginger, and I don't want them to sleep on it. They know, regardless of my emotional effusions about how I feel, they know truly how I feel about King Promise. He's not somebody I would sit for them to actually maybe sleep on. And I told them, my guys, you guys shouldn't sleep on this guy. You sleep on that song, but this song, Ginger, you shouldn't sleep on it. You shouldn't do a couple of them and go and sleep. Ask him just last week.
Sadiq, Promise wants to come in. Hold on. Sadiq, hold on. Promise wants to come in.
Like I said earlier, I've never had no issues with you whatsoever.
Exactly.
You're mentioning problems I had no idea of. You say they disrespected you when I won an award. I came to the awards. I performed. I picked the award and I left. Whether it was delivered to who or what, the award is in my room, so I don't know anything that happened. You're holding that against me. Fine, you've gone on the internet and you're saying right now on the radio that you really love me and but what you did to me, I'll never do to you. Because you go on the radio, the same person you say you love, you're trying to tarnish my reputation, say so many things about me, and you clearly say, you didn't say QB, you didn't say anybody, you said that King Promise guy, this King Promise. I'm like, Sadiq, I haven't even spoken to you, bro. Like, Promise. Even if you're pissed or you're mad, you can always come because I haven't disrespected you directly in any form. And when I heard anything, I spoke to whoever it came from. I'm like, Killer, did you say this? Erasmus, did you say this? Quaps, what did we agree? You're saying 3 Land Cruisers. Quaps said they asked for 2. You're saying we agreed 50K. You were asking for less than that. But that's not even for the radio. That's business. Like I said, it's not even about the money. If we didn't agree on something, maybe it didn't work this time. It can work another time. But regardless the fact that all of that has happened, me waiting pay me be say you go internet, you did radio, you did TV, where they talk some kind of things about me, where reality where they talk, I never do anything.
Both Sadiq and Promise, both of you hold on. Sadiq, hold on.
Just make allegations. You don't want me to
No, Sadiq, I want you to. I'm gonna let you respond. Hold on,
bro. Hold on. Allegation.
Hold on. I'm gonna let you respond, both of you. Now, there is something that I'm gonna bring up, which I think is the bane of this problem. Do you both realize that we wouldn't be here if all these were done by paper, contract, and not telephone conversations? Would you agree? Both of you.
We're definitely going to
Judge, hold on.
Judge, you're jumping the gun. If you asked the question, you would have realized that there's actually a paper that I was shared to his team. I have evidences of it. I can say it to you right now. There was a paper. Everything that was supposed to be done, everybody that was involved in it, there was a paper. There was a paper that was supposed to be. I've sent it to him. Again, like I said, if it wasn't Kilbit's disrespect, and I've been consistent about Kilbit and King Promises comes disrespect. So maybe unless he's reporting, somebody came to tell him reported switch, or he listened to it himself and is actually responding. But the point I've made is that, look, this was the third time. Kilbit is not dead. I'm saying it to him today that apart from the first time he won the award, the one we delivered to him at the National Theatre few days before BGME, almost 3 years ago, and then there was a year after when he lost out on Kilbit, called me and attacked me. Kilbit is alive, you can ask him. And then on this particular incident, again, Promise is not listening. I've said that my two witnesses is Ike and Rasmus. When Kilbit said that, look, aside whatever issue and everything, you please still go ahead. Because I was going to go ahead, George. I broke my first comms to that promise. And I've told them I was going to go ahead without people. You know, George, I've always told you this. I do not wait for a particular talent to make an impact. I've always made this point. Sadiq, and I was going to move ahead.
So how can we move forward?
They called me to ask me to move ahead.
Yes,
now,
you made that point.
My bane of contesting here, George, is that he Kilbit again, called and was disrespecting me.
Sadiq, now you are repeating. Sadiq, hold on. Now you are repeating yourself. You've said that. It is true. Kim Promise has also spoken. How can we move forward? Kim Promise has expressed himself about the respect he has for you. You've also shown how much you have a lot of interest in him. You're both great talents, good assets for this country. So how can we move forward and bring closure to this matter?
To be honest, George, it's up to them. I'm the one that feel assaulted and insulted the third time by Kim Promise's team. And I've actually made my point about it and said that for me, why I say because of the disrespect, I'm staying in my corner. Case closed. And that's the point that I made. I do not have power over what King promises that or how he becomes. I do not have that. And so for me, I'm still staying in my corner, to be honest. And that's where I can be. Because if after everything else and the disrespect and the things that I've done to continue to enable and empower Brand King Promise, and I'll be disrespected for the third time. And the talent is sitting in the studio and is not actually even recognizing what I've said. He's not actually even asking Kilby that, did you disrespect him?
Oh, Sadiq, in all fairness, hold on, Kim Promise. Sadiq, in all fairness to him, put yourself in his position. He's sitting in the studio. He's not in the house or in the office with the rest of the team to say he's saying this, he's saying this. He's not on his phone to be asking them what you're saying. So let us give him, hold on, Sadiq. Sadiq, hold on. Sadiq, hold on. Kim Promise, you two hold on. Otherwise, I'm going to mute you both.
George, this is where
gentlemen, hold on. Listen, yes, and for me, like I said, Sadiq, hold on. For me, Sadiq, hold on. Look, for me, I don't like these kind of banters. I am about solutions. So for you, you're saying because of what has happened in the past, which you have mentioned clearly, that disrespect did not come from Kim Promise himself. You have mentioned that. Let us establish that.
I want you to ask him if I've ever disrespected him.
Yes, no, he's already made that clear. Sadiq, you're there, right?
George,
you said
I am making the point to you that this is a talent. I have a relationship to you. He's actually mentioned that prior to Kilbeat and the guys, he knew me. He knew I was actually meant to manage him.
Exactly.
He knows that. We started
I know that too, yes.
But beyond that, George, let me just land. Beyond that, I'm saying that even if he hasn't disrespected me directly, he's making the case that I should have called him. But he also could have called and reached out and say, Charlie, Killer disrespect you, but I'm sorry, say this, that. But beyond that, Promise is actually doing an interview, co-signing what
I didn't even know the extent of all this thing until I saw your thing on the internet. I had no idea the extent. So if you thought it had gotten that far, where I needed to get involved, because obviously
you confirm, you go on radio to co-sign what Killer said.
Excuse me, bro. Listen. I don't talk business. I don't talk money. I don't talk car. I don't talk nothing. All I talk is go and sing, and I sing, and then my management handles the rest. If you've had a disagreement or you couldn't reach a bargain, you say you know me personally. All you could have done was like, oh bro, I'm hard time me. I'll tell him, because I told them, bro, try and make sure that we do this thing for this guy because I know him. But when I realized that this thing had gone past what it has gone past was when my man was on the TV, on the radio, was saying so many things. And I saw the tweet first. I was surprised. I'm like, what's going on here? But you could have also told me, just like you said, I should have called you when I didn't even know what was going on. You're saying they've done this to you, that to you from time. It's like there's some anger somewhere, personal vendetta. I don't know what it is, but you chose to jeopardize the relationship you have with me based on the fact that you had an argument with somebody who is not me, even though it's my representative. If Quaps does something in his own power, which because it might not be everything Quaps does that I'll be happy about. I know Killer as well. If anything, I can speak to him. If you guys didn't reach a bargain, that's fine. But don't do what you did to me because I haven't done anything to you.
When you find out about my...
Bro, have we ever had an argument in my life, bro? We've never had a fight. We've never had an argument. I've always shown you love and respect when I see you, and you threw it out the window, bro.
Promise. When you find out about my stance on Killer's disrespect and everything, between then and now, what have you done aside going on interviews?
Because you went on the internet to insult me.
Of course, but what?
Bro, you're older than me, bro. All you had to do was speak to me. But you go on the internet to insult me.
You are not actually even admitting that Killer did anything wrong in the first place.
Bro, I wasn't there. I didn't even hear the conversation with you and Killer. Yeah, I didn't even hear the conversation with you and Killer. But you're saying
this has happened.
Bro, at the end of the day, as men, we have the conversation, but you were on the internet to do what you did. Even if there's anything, bro, there's no issue that is not resolvable.
Exactly my point.
For your experience in the game, bro. If you said it's too much, you know me. I can talk to Killer like, bro, this is our guy, bro. Killer, I beg you, cool down, because he's different from me. But obviously, you're telling me that you were willing, or you are willing to jeopardize whatever relationship you had with me because of that, and you actually go on the internet to tarnish my reputation for something I haven't done to you, bro. And you're saying I should recognize the fact that you spoke to Killer. Have you recognized the fact that you didn't speak to me?
Okay, gentlemen, it's okay.
Nice one.
Yes, Uncle Ken, you want to come in?
Yeah,